Welcome back to Rhythm Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on open chords, strumming, and fingerstyle patterns. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link in the description. We're on pages 74 and 75. In the last few lessons, you learned how to play bass runs from your bass strum pattern. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how you can add variety to your bass runs by incorporating them into other patterns. So far, you've been playing bass runs in 4/4 time using the bass strum pattern. You can also use bass runs in other patterns, including patterns that are in 3/4, as well as fingerstyle patterns. So in these couple pages, we're going to go over some ideas that you can use for some other bass runs. And I'm only going to play G and E minor runs and C to G runs, but you can also apply these to any other bass runs. Number R120 is in 3/4 time, so let's say you're just doing your bass strum pattern, going from G to E minor or vice versa. You can do a really quick bass run. So the bass runs we did before were quarter notes. Boom, boom, boom. Now it's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We're going to look at a couple fingerstyle patterns in 4/4 time now. This is number R121. So let's say you're using that really common Pima pattern, P-I-M-A. In eighth notes. You can interrupt that pattern to do a bass run. I'll play through it and then we'll talk through it. So in the first measure, we have the Pima pattern just for the first half, and then instead of continuing that pattern on beat 3 and 4, we do our bass run moving to E minor. And in measure 3, same thing. We play our pattern and then our bass run. R122, another finger pattern. This one we are in 3/4 time. This will be based off of our P-I-M-A-M-I pattern, or our P-mommy pattern. That's in eighth notes. That goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Again, we're going to have to interrupt the pattern, and I'll just play through it first and then we'll talk about it. So in the first measure, I just played part of the pattern. I didn't play P-I-M-A-M-I, I just played P-I-M-A, and then that was beats 1 and 2, and then on 3 and the end of 3, we play our bass run. And the counting is 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Measure 3, we're just reversing that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So those were some G and E minor runs that we can incorporate into other patterns than your bass strum. On page 75, we're going to be looking at some C and G bass runs. You can apply these as well to C and F bass runs. Number R123 at the top of page 75. We're not really doing a pattern here. All I'm doing is strumming a C chord, and then on beat 3, I'm doing my bass run. So I'll play through it once so you can hear it. 2, 3, 4. So I played a C chord, just a whole C chord for 2 beats. 1, 2. On beats 3 and 4, I start my bass run. And then just a full G chord there. Third measure. 1, 2. Beat 3 and 4, I play my bass run. And play a C chord. Number R124, we are in 3/4 time. We're doing a bass strum pattern, or that's what it's based off of, but we're going to incorporate some C and G bass runs. And again, you can apply these to C's and F's as well. So here's what R124 sounds like. So, measure 1, bass, strum. Instead of doing our other strum on beat 3, we do our bass run. And that's an 8th note, so the counting is 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Measure 3, we have our G chord, and we're just reversing the bass run. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Number R125, we're back to the PIMA finger pattern, just doing G's and C's now. So we have our C chord, I'll just play it first. So this is our quick PIMA pattern, P-I-M-A, P-I-M-A. As we did on the other page, we interrupt that pattern halfway through. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And measure 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and R126, we're back in 3/4 time. Still fingerstyle, we're going to be using our Pimami pattern, P-I-M-A-M-I. It's an 8th note, so normally that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and here's what this sounds like with C to G runs. So at the beginning we have P-I-M-A. Now the whole pattern is P-I-M-A-M-I, but we want to sneak this bass run in here, so we're going to only play P-I-M-A. Then on beat 3 we do our bass run. So our counting is 1 and 2 and 3 and then G chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and measure 3, we reverse that. 1 and 2 and then we move back to C. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Your assignment is to practice the bass run variation exercises on pages 74 and 75. This isn't something that you need to spend a whole lot of time on. I'm presenting this material right here so you can see how you can incorporate bass runs into patterns other than your bass strum pattern. Once you're comfortable with this material, I'll see you on page 76, where I'm going to show you how you can incorporate hammer-ons into your chord playing.